Hi, I'm Pantazi. We're going to talk about Kyusho again and the tools and the targets. Okay, the tool today we're going to use is the Shoken. Now I've expressed this in many different films in the past from the simple explanation of the duality of the Shoken. Yes, the Shoken is a fisted position where you could strike into a target, you could strike it, you could cause damage by using it. That's the crane aspect. The tiger aspect is you could be grabbing. From the super empai that I showed you in an earlier film on YouTube here, you could be grabbing. Okay, so it could be a grab, and that would be the tiger, okay, aspect. Now, I'm going to take a look at this. I took a look at it in super empai. I'm going to take a look at it now in Sanseiru, the Weichi-Ru version, or the Pantazi version of Sanseiru, which means 36. 36 steps, 36 targets, 36 concepts, however you want to look at this, the form. In this form, okay, there's a movement where the Shoken is turned upward, okay, or maybe you've grabbed onto something and you pulled it into that position. The hand comes across and in, across, in, across, in. So there's three of these, and you step forward each time you do this movement. Now, as you're doing this movement, you can do many different things. Like I said, you could be grabbing into the carotid like I showed you on the super empai film. Getting your thumb in there and pulling, and that would be it. You would be able to hammer fist onto the jaw and then Shoken into it, or hammer fist onto the jaw, Shoken into the eye, or hammer fist into the mental nerve in through here, and then you could go into the other side mental nerve as the head turned, or into the side of the neck or behind the jaw. So many different targets, so many different possibilities. But here's another concept for you. Let's say you want to feel the electricity of the Kyusho strike, and you put this in your kata. So every time you practice your kata, you understand the concept of this. Now, on the inside of the wrist here, you have the median nerve, okay? And the median nerve can be shocked, okay, with a hammering type of an action, or especially a Shoken type of an action. Now, down and through here, it's a great surge of electricity. It'll spring right out into your fingers. You'll feel that electrical shock and that pain, okay? It'll also cause dysfunction if you strike it hard enough. I urge you not to do that to yourself, but hey, I've done it, okay? A lot of people in Kyusho do it because you want to know, you want to feel. So the experiment would be, is as you make that Shoken, you'll see how the tendons are separating a little bit, okay? And they get tense, but that also pulls that nerve tense in there, okay? So we're going to get in between the structures. How we're going to do that is we're going to use a little knuckle, okay? So when you shock it, you'll feel that there's a bolt of energy. Now, when you strike it, you can strike 2 fingers or 1 finger down from the bend of the wrist, okay? If you hit below this, it's touch and go. You would have to hammer it pretty good, because now you start getting into the tendons, where the tendons join the muscles here, and then you have difficulty getting past that structure into the nerves. If you hit into this 1-inch area in through here and you strike the median nerve, you're going to feel that electrical shock. You'll feel that hand spring open. So as you do this and you hammer fist, you'll feel that it goes right out to the index finger and the first 2 fingers especially, but the whole hand just wants to spring open. I just did it to myself, so I know. Okay, and if you didn't get it there, you could also hit in with the Shoken. Okay, now this is a game you can play with yourself. You can see it in action as you're working with it. Okay, that's the crane attack. That's going to the nerves. Now, there's also vascular tissue, as you can see right under here, and I'll show you on this illustration in the video. Okay, I can use this as a striking action. Maybe I do it twice. On the third one, I'm going to use it as a grabbing action, so you can see that the index finger is grasping in. On the other side, the thumb is grasping in as well. So you're learning to lock into those 2 areas. You're building your hand strength as you're developing this kata, 1, 2, okay? And then as you're doing that, your hand strength and your integrity is building up. When you grab onto someone's wrist, or you grab onto someone's wrist, you'll be locking into those nerves, or teaching yourself how to lock into those nerves. Or this hand position could be showing you that these have the force. This is where the power is, not so much in the index finger. So if you grab onto someone's hand, you're not trying to squeeze with your index finger, which is too far away from the small areas. you're grabbing in with the middle fingers in through here, and that's more like that single bladed grass hand. Now, if you watch that first film on the Shoken that I did on YouTube, and I'll try and put the links below if I remember during this filming or transferring it to the film, okay, I was showing you that I believe that the Shoken was actually developed from this older hand position, the single blade of grass, where they learned that conditioning the hands to do the striking with this fingertip was much more efficient if you just folded it into knuckles, so you didn't have to spend as long a time trying to condition. You wouldn't have hurt your joints to the point where the joints wouldn't bend anymore. You became arthritic or disrupted the joints of the finger, so it got a fused position. Okay, or we turned it into the grabbing position as well. All right, so that single blade of grass can now be that concept even in the Shoken type of an idea. So now when you're grabbing into that Shoken, you could be grabbing with that index finger solely, with the thumb on the other side pinching off the vascular tissue. Okay, and that would be that movement. Instead of just doing the hammer fist, it could be the attacking and then pushing right back in. And as you did that, as you've done your 1, 2, 3, there's a movement that comes around into this motion here. Okay, now that motion on the way in, as the hands are circling up and in, why not just practice grabbing once again before you move in with those Shokens? So you're striking in. Where you could strike with this, you could hit mental nerve in the jaw, you could hit the solar plexus as you're coming around with these attacks. Okay, you could have grabbed the windpipe and then you could have hit right into the nipple. A lot of different things you can do with these fists and these hand positions that are in the Bubishi, the 6G hands or the 6G hands of the Shaolin. The original hand positions, okay, of the Bubishi are crucial. They're vital to you learning the Kyusho correctly, or to a deeper level, I should say. All right, so again, when you're doing Sanseiru, instead of just pretending like you're blocking and striking, okay, why not really attack the wrist? Why not really attack the wrist? So learn the striking aspects of the white crane, learn the blood attacks of the black tiger, and you'll get a much deeper read on the Sanseiru, on the single blade of grass or Shoken hand position, in the developed principles of the crane and the tiger. So that's my take on Sanseiru and the Shoken a little bit more. Thanks for watching.